Connor, you got the keyboard?
Hey there, Central High School class of 2024. We're so excited to get to meet you virtually. I can't wait to see you face to face. We've looked at your applications online and we've met you that way. And now you're getting to meet us this way. But I can't wait till we get back to school face to face so that we can meet you, so that you can get a tour of the building, so that you can start to feel that Yellow Jacket love and that Yellow Jacket pride that we all have for Central High School. This is a big deal. Freshman orientation is a big, big thing. You only get one of these, and we want to make this as special as we can. We do know that we have a lot of information to share with you today, so please make sure that you're taking time to ask questions in the chat. We have folks who are going to answer those questions. Make sure you're being a good digital citizen as you're engaging in that chat session. And over the next 30 minutes or so, we have a lot of different topics that we want to cover with you today. Those topics are some important people who are some of the leaders here at the school. We're going to talk about our library, Google Classroom, transition readiness, online parent forums. We're going to talk about grading and credits. And then finally, we're going to talk our virtual schedule. And then finally, we'll talk about NTI expectations. Over the next 4 years while you're with us, there's something you're going to hear me say a lot. I say it an awful lot, and that's this. There are two types of students. There are central students and those that wish they were central students. How do I know this to be true? There were almost 1,000 applications for this senior class, of which we only took 346. Also within this freshman class, within this freshman class, there are several of you who expressed to us that you selected Central over your home school, you selected Central over manual, you selected Central over private school, you selected Central over any other school in this city. And when I look at our upperclassmen, when I look at the alumni, it's a true statement that there are two types of students, central students and those that wish they were central students. Another way I know this to be true is this. Guys, over the last couple of weeks, your teachers have been working really hard to prepare some great lessons for you. And so as we start to prepare for school in this fall, we want you to know that middle school's behind you. You're a Yellow Jacket now. The next 4 years are going to fly by. And this orientation is going to help give you a foundation for a successful 4 years here at Central High School. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and introduce our assistant principals. They're going to come up and introduce themselves to you at this time.
Welcome, Central Yellow Jackets. Just so you know, my name is Mr. Founder. I will be dealing with freshmen's last name A through F. Just a quick tip about me. I am a 1998 Central graduate. And once a jacket, always a jacket.
Hi, Yellow Jackets, and welcome. You're going to be so excited to be part of the historic Central High School. I'm Miss Edwards. I'm an assistant principal here, and I'm in charge of testing and advanced placement classes. But you'll find me when we return back to school in person. You'll find me in the halls and in the lunchroom, and I'm here for anything that you need. So looking forward to meeting you all in person, and welcome class of 2024.
Hello, class of 2024. My name is Miss Beaumont, and I am the 12th grade assistant principal, and I will also have freshmen with their last names O through Z. So we really look forward to meeting you all. Congratulations on becoming a Central Yellow Jacket, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Hey, Central Yellow Jackets, I'm Miss Britt. I will have freshmen letters G through N. This is also my first year here at Central, so we will learn together how to be a prideful Yellow Jacket. I look forward to working with you all. And next up are your counselors.
Hello, class of 2024. I'm Julie Brown, and I will be servicing those of you with the last names of A through F. I'm so excited to meet you and to be working with you this year. Welcome to Central High School.
Hey freshmen, my name is Mr. Roberson. I will be the counselor for you if your last name starts with the letter G through N. I've also got the juniors this year. Miss Poor on the right there is not with us today at orientation, but she's our senior counselor, and she's got ninth graders whose last names start with letters O through Z. I'll go ahead and also introduce some very important people that hopefully you'll meet someday when you get in the building. You can definitely meet them over email as well, and we may even have some Google Meet sessions where you'll see their faces. First, Alana Mack is our Frisky coordinator. That stands for Family Resource Youth Service Center coordinator. You can email her at alana.mack@jefferson.kyschools.us. Also, on the bottom left there is Miss Tangi Jones, our mental health practitioner. One of the best mental health practitioners in JCPS and all around best people I know. Miss Lane is on there as well. She's our librarian. You're going to hear from her in a couple of slides. So she'll be on here personally in just a moment. She's an amazing librarian here at Central. And then Dr. Cynthia King, whose voice you've probably heard before over the school messenger, is our magnet coordinator. You'll also hear from her in a few minutes over a video. Next, we've got our new athletic director, Miss Samantha Pitts.
Hello, guys. My name is Samantha Pitts, and I am the new athletic director here at Central. I wanted to introduce myself first and say how excited I am to be welcoming you all into our Central family. If you are interested in athletics, feel free to email me anytime. Due to COVID, at this current state, we are still undetermined as far as JCPS goes with athletics. So if you are interested in a fall sport, please stay tuned to our website. We will have more information out soon, and hopefully that information can come out before the end of this week. On a tentative schedule, we will hopefully have tryouts next week. So if you are interested in any athletics, reach out to me via email. Again, my name is Samantha Pitts, and hopefully I look forward to seeing you guys soon in person, and hopefully we can make that happen this year.
Hello, new Yellow Jackets. I am Adrienne Lane, the librarian, and I cannot wait until you all can get into the building so you can see our cool library space that we have. In the meantime, however, we will have curbside book checkouts. So on the slide that you see, there is a link. That is our library webpage, and I will have some tutorials coming out soon that will show you how you can hold books and reserve them so you can come by to school and pick those up and keep reading. In the meantime, there is also a link for our virtual book club, so you can sign up for that and we can have happy times reading together. Can't wait to see you.
Freshmen, I've already seen some comments in the chat about Google Classroom. This is an incredibly important resource during NTI, during virtual education. It's a platform that you can get on to get announcements from your counselors and assistant principals, but it's also somewhere where your teachers can communicate with you, provide you assignments, provide you materials to do your work. If you haven't yet signed on to Google Classroom, the code is at the bottom right on your screen. And if you need any help signing up for a Google Classroom or connecting with a Google Classroom for one of your teachers, just go ahead and either shoot your teacher an email or email your counselor. If your last name starts with the letters A through F, that would be Miss Brown, julie.brown@jefferson.kyschools.us. If your last name starts with G through N, that would be me, benjamin.roberson@jefferson.kyschools.us. And if your last name is O through Z, go ahead and email Miss Poor at ashley.poore, Poore@jefferson.kyschools.us. Miss Brown's going to come up next. Nope, I lied. The next slide is about transition readiness. It's going to be a really important concept all the way through high school. So go ahead and listen to this video by our magnet coordinator, Dr. Key.
Hello, Central High School, class of 2024. My name is Dr. Cynthia P, and I am excited for you as you embark on your new journey as a Yellow Jacket. As a magnet coordinator, I want to personally congratulate you as you have made it. There were many who applied. In fact, we had over 1,000 applicants. So take a moment and pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a hand. In fact, a standing ovation because you made it. I have had the pleasure of serving the students and staff at Central off and on since 2003. I have been a preferred sub, classroom teacher, magnet teacher, and currently for the past 9 years, the magnet coordinator. Today, I want to talk to you about our magnet programs. Our magnet programs are career and technical education pathways, also referred to as CTE pathways. CTE pathways include a path of 4 courses that lead to dual credit, internships, certifications, and are in a program assessment. So during your magnet rotation, you will be provided this form to help you decide which path you want to embark on while you are in Central. This form will help guide you in making a decision based upon what best piques your interest in conjunction with your goals and aspirations for your future. The form provides the Magnet CTE program, its state course code, the current teacher name, the sequence of courses, what the end result will be, whether that is a certification, in a program assessment, college dual credit, internships.
Take it again until you pass that class successfully. So in order to be promoted to the 10th grade, all freshmen must earn at least 5 credits. But don't you worry, because at Central High School, you have the opportunity to earn at least 8 credits in your classes. And I know that each one of you will do extremely well. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is preparing for the ACT. Do you know what the ACT is? So the ACT is the college admissions exam, and it measures your knowledge on the materials that you're going to be learning about in high school, such as English, math, reading, and science. The composite score that you want to shoot for or have as a goal, set as a goal, is a 20, at least a 20 on the ACT. So I encourage you to start looking for ACT prep materials and talk to your parents about that. I know the Louisville Free Public Library has materials online, as well as ACT.org. So you can start looking for materials, and it's never too early to start thinking about which college you'd like to go to and what you would like to study in college. Okay, I hope that you all do extremely well your freshman year. Welcome to Central High School.
Hey freshmen, something else we're going to talk about today. Some of you have experience with an AB schedule, some of you don't. So on the screen, you'll see an example AB block schedule. And what I'm going to explain to you is how that works in the normal school building. And then I'll go through and explain to you a little bit about how it looks in NTI. If you were actually coming to the school building next week, you would have 4 classes throughout the day. The first day we would be at school would be an A day. So you might have Ms. Pitts, Mr. Giselli, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Coleman, and Ms. Shin, all in one day on an A day. The next day you would have 4 different teachers and 4 different classes. We would rotate like that. Monday could be an A day, Tuesday a B day, Wednesday an A day, Thursday a B day, Friday an A day, and then the next week we would go to the next one. So Monday would be a B day the second week. That's how the AB schedule works. Might be a little confusing, but once you get into it, it comes pretty naturally. The next thing we're going to talk about is synchronous and asynchronous days. Some of you have probably seen those terms already, and those aren't words we use very often. So we wanted to go over it with you just so that you could be clear on what that means. The typical school day is going to be a synchronous day. So when we start in a couple of weeks, you'll have, I think, 3-4 day weeks in a row, and they'll all be synchronous days. So you'll have an A day followed by a B day, and then an A day followed by a B day, and that will be your school week. Sometimes throughout the semester, as long as we're in NTI, we'll have what's called an asynchronous day. That'll be your 5th day of a week where you don't have an A or a B day to worry about attending. On asynchronous days, we're going to use those for checking in with your teachers, making sure that you guys are communicating well, doing mental health checks, making sure that you are doing well mentally and emotionally. We're going to use those days to catch up on work, to communicate with administration here at school. And so usually they're going to fall on a Friday. Your first one is September 18th. Keep that in mind. And those are called asynchronous days. They're not every week, so we'll let you know when they're coming so that you're clear. Ms. Britt is going to come on and talk to you about what to do to make sure your attendance is covered on those asynchronous days.
On asynchronous days, there will be a form that you will get pushed out to the freshman Google Classroom that you will need to fill out by noon of that day. It will have all 4 of your courses or blocks of classes, whether it be an A day or a B day, will be marked on the actual form, as you see here, as the example is shown. Once you fill that out, get that submitted, then you will be counted as present for the day. Also on this form is where you'll request any academic supports and help that you may need, any counseling supports and help you may need. And if there is something that you just need to talk with your administrator about, there is also a space on the form to do that. As Mr. Roberson said, our first asynchronous day is not until September the 18th. So we'll come back and kind of go back over this again and make sure that everybody understands what asynchronous days and the attendance form requires. Up next is Mr. Founder with devices.
Hey, Yellow Jackets, just wanted to go over devices for this year. If you still need a device, you need to go to jcps.me/help and request a device. Once you request that device, it'll be sent, your name will be sent to us. We will be doing device pickup this Thursday and Friday. Again, this Thursday and Friday from 9 to 2. The way you will pick it up is you will go towards the back of the school. You will come down Broadway and turn right there at the pawn shop, and you will come in the back by the track. You will follow the track up to the front of the school, and we will block off that first lane of Chestnut. You'll turn on. You do not have to get out of your car to get a Chromebook. You'll come onto the street. We'll put your name. We'll take your name. We'll send it inside. We will bring out your device. The other thing to know is if you are in band or you are in orchestra, you will also be picking up your instruments during that time also. The other thing I do know about, if you have Art 1 on your schedule, if you have Art 1, Mr. Roberson has already put together a packet that you pick up too. So when you come, you just let us know, I'm here to pick up a Chromebook or a hotspot. I'm in the band and I'm in art, and we'll make sure that you get everything you need. If you have any questions about any of that, please do not hesitate to give me an email. My email is CHE.founder, that's F as in Frank, OUNDER, @jefferson.kyschools.us. Again, that pickup is going to be Thursday and Friday from 9 to 2. The other thing I want to just reiterate about the Google Classrooms, please make sure you are paying attention to your freshman Google Classroom. We will put a lot of information in there, especially at the beginning of school, and we'll put some information in there about freshman rotation. And that's important because that will be your first class on Tuesday when we start. So please make sure you're paying attention to that.
All right, hey freshmen, I want to talk to you about a few expectations that we have. There's some really good questions that are coming through the chat. There's also, if I'm honest, some things that in that chat room that are great for middle school. But now that you're in high school, we expect for you to conduct yourselves as Central Yellow Jackets. And that means that we're always leaders of positive social change. All right, I'm going to talk about that at the end, but there's some really good questions in there. And as we navigate the next few weeks, guys, it's going to be really important that you ask good questions, ask great questions, and we're going to get you those answers to those questions. Speaking of that chat, if there's a question in that chat that we don't answer today, tomorrow there will be another makeup session for orientation, and I will send home another information video and letter to your parents. So there will be more information coming to you tomorrow. There'll be another one of these makeup sessions in case you didn't get your question answered today. So it's really important, guys, that you pay close attention. I do see a few folks in that chat room who are saying, look, y'all need to listen, and they're right. You do need to listen because your success depends on your knowledge. Again, your success depends on your knowledge, so make sure you're paying close attention. Here's a few expectations in general that we're going to talk about for this NTI period as we start your freshman year. You'll have class 4 times a day. You need to be on time for all of those classes. When you get there, make sure that you're muted and you're actively listening. This is a big one here. Act like you're at school. I know that you're not at school. I have no idea what your middle school did for NTI, but here at Central High School for our NTI period, we're going to want you to act like you're at school. Make sure that your video is turned on, and you can see where it says no eating during class. And then a lot of you might say, hey man, what are you going to do? You going to send Mr. Founder to my house? You going to send me to my corner? I've heard all the jokes already. But no, here's what this is what it's about, guys. When it comes to eating during class time on a virtual classroom, we want you to act like you're a professional. Start practicing for professionalism. Start practicing for college, and start practicing for the day when you come back to class. It's our hope that we will be able to come back to face-to-face instruction. During that time, you can't eat during school then, and you can't eat during school. We're going to ask you to not eat. If you do, nobody's going to write a referral on you, but it's an immature thing. And if you want to be treated like an adult, then we want to encourage you to act like an adult and eat during the appropriate times. Another thing to think about is this, guys. Have a consistent workspace for class time. Some of you may be fortunate enough to have a dining room that gets unused. If that's you, maybe that becomes your work room, or maybe that you make that your learning room instead of the dining room. Some of you don't have that luxury. It's a real luxury to have that. For some of you, it might be your bedroom. For some of you, you might be in your bed in class. If that's you, then please make sure you're appropriately dressed. Make sure that everything that you do, that everything about your behavior says, I'm here to learn and I'm here for school. Be polite while you're there. And then the last one is this, guys, have fun. Do your best and have fun. It's real important that you never lose the fun out of school. You don't know this about me just yet, but I like to have fun at school. I like to have a lot of fun at school, and you should too, because if school isn't fun, then it's no good. All right, so I want you to have fun during NTI, and you're going to find that your teachers want you to have fun as well. So let me clarify some more expectations for you about NTI. You will have a daily routine of instruction that starts at 9:15 every day. You will have synchronous instruction 4 times a day for 45 minutes. Synchronous means together. So all classes, let's say 30 kids will be in your English classroom. You'll be together. Your teacher will give you live instruction. Your teacher may send you into breakout rooms during that instructional time for small group work, then bring you back together. But that synchronous instruction happens 4 times a day for 45 minutes. Make sure that your camera's on and you follow the school dress code, and you'll see your teachers twice each week. Let me talk about that participation one more time. That means that you are present in synchronous class. You remember I said you have class 4 times a day for 45 minutes, so 9:15 to 10 o'clock is your first period class. Then you get a 10-15-minute break. Then you come back for class again for another 45 minutes. And then you get an hour-and-a-half break for lunch, for office hours, for help for teachers, whatever you want to do during that time. Then you come back for the last 2 class periods of the day at 12:45. And then you close out your day at 2 o'clock. So all school will be done by 2:30 in the day. But participation means that you do that 4 times a day. Synchronous class. You complete your agency board work, your teachers will explain what that is, in the prescribed time frame, and that you're reaching out to your teacher or administrator for help. All right, it's real important that you understand that this is participation. In the first go round when we had NTI 1.0, every school marked participation as once a week, check in with your teachers. That's not the case here at Central High School, and that's not the case in JCPS for our high school. So you got to check in every class period, every day, in order to be counted present for participation. Here's another big one, guys. During NTI 1.0, Central High School and a lot of other schools around JCPS had incompletes. So maybe you got a work assigned to you in March or April, and maybe you didn't complete it until April or May or June for some students, and it just sat as an incomplete until you completed the work. That's not going to be the case for NTI 2.0. There are no incompletes. Either you do the work on time when the teacher tells you to, or you do not do the work on time. It's very simple. All right, do the work when it's prescribed to you, and you'll be good to go. If we were in person, there would be 3 ways to earn a grade. It would be mastery, progression, and engagement. But since we're not in person, we can't measure the extent to which you are engaged. But we can measure your mastery and your progression. So every grade that you earn will be counted in those 2 categories. Mastery are things like tests, quizzes, presentations, projects, and those sorts of items. Progression is something that's really important. If you come to class once or twice within a 6-week period, you haven't progressed a lot. We don't have a way to see that progression over time. This is why it's important that you come to class every day on time and you're there for the entire class period, or at least until your teacher dismisses you. It may be entirely possible that your teacher teaches for 15 or 30 minutes and then says, anybody that needs help, you can stay. That may be the case. But your progression grade really hinges on, are you coming to class? Because we need to see that progression over time. If you only come 2 or 3 times, that's not a lot of progress. We need to see that progress over time. Also, guys, it's really important that you understand Chromebooks and laptops versus being on a phone. If you need a Chromebook, a lot of the work that your teachers are going to prescribe to you need to be on a device like this, all right, and not on the phone. You can do work on the phone, but we want you on a Chromebook. So if you need that Chromebook, then make sure that you go back and watch this video about what Mr. Founder said about how to request a Chromebook or a hotspot. If a student is not participating, you say, but what if I don't participate? What if my parents, have crazy work schedules and I can't make it to class? Or what if this, what if that? Then what will happen is this: your teacher will reach out to you, and they're going to document that they've reached out to you. And if they can't get a hold of you, then we have a communication team whose sole job is to keep in touch with kids and families through this process. Because you know what? Something crazy may happen. Somebody in your family may contract COVID. And at that time, we want to know that you guys are safe and that you're just not flaking out on school. Or if the communication team can't get in touch with you, then maybe a counselor or an assistant principal will reach out to you. But the purpose of this reaching out is to have multiple layers of support, because we want to make sure that you're safe. We want to make sure that you're learning. We're going to keep track of that internally here at our school to track missed time from synchronous learning. And it's really important that you understand that we're keeping track to know who's coming to class and who's not coming to class. Here's a few affirmations, guys, that I want to share with you that are really important that you understand. Guys, I can't stress this enough. We've never done this before, all right? This is not a central thing, not a JCPS thing. Nobody in the globe has opened up school ever online 100%. Maybe a few kids have, but not an entire school, all right? And it's important that if you're feeling nervous about starting high school online, or if you're a little shaky about what's going to happen, or how am I going to earn my grades, and am I going to be lost, how am I going to know what class to go, how am I going to get my supports? It's important that you affirm yourself. In addition to that, it's important that you affirm each other throughout these next few weeks. So here's some affirmations that I want to share that you rehearse over and over as we go through these next few weeks. As we move into distance learning, remind yourself, the best I can do is my best. How human of me to feel nervous about trying something new. I will give myself the same grace that I give others. I may not be able to control the situation, but I do have control over my attitude. This is only temporary. I can do difficult things. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. I will make mistakes, and that's okay. Guys, I can't stress enough that you really start to think about what do these words mean. They're not just some pretty cute little words on the screen. Like these really, if you practice saying these things to yourself, man, this is temporary. Eventually, we'll get back face to face. Eventually, COVID will be, there will be a vaccine, and we won't have to wear masks and all this sort of nonsense. We'll be able to have football games like normal. You'll get to see our band march. You'll get a chance to have all the fun that we typically have here at Central. You get a chance to swim in our swimming pool. You know, all these things are coming. And what we're going through right now is temporary. Just keep reminding yourself this is temporary. You may not have control over the situation. Earlier in this broadcast, the video was lagging. I had no control over that. I could have panicked. I could have got mad and all that and frustrated, but I didn't. I knew that eventually it would come back, and it did come back. I hope it came back at least. And so just remember, guys, this is temporary. Control the things you can control, which is your attitude. And last but not least, here's something I say every day. Every day you're going to hear me say this on the announcements when we're face-to-face. And every day, if you watch my videos, we're going to do video announcements every day as though we're in school. I'll say this every day. The vision of Central High School is that we are relentlessly continuing our tradition as leaders of positive social change. I don't know if you know this or not, but in the late 1800s, there was no school for black students in Louisville, Kentucky. And the leaders of our city said, you know what, we need a school for black kids in this city. And so that was our first step into becoming leaders of positive social change. And in the interest of time, there's a lot of more examples I can tell you of how Central has been leaders of positive social change, whether how we desegregated athletics in the 1950s. We were the first school to do a whole lot of things, and we've always been leaders of positive social change. Central High School right now has more judges and lawyers practicing law than any other school in this city. I can keep going, and you're one of those leaders. So think about this, guys. Think about this, freshmen. As you start your freshman year, how are you going to be a leader of positive social change? What are you going to do to lift up your neighbor? What are you going to do to lift up yourself? What are you going to do to lift up your family? And as you start your freshman year, as you start your high school career, remember that you are a leader of positive social change. I tell my students this all the time, and I mean it. I love you guys. I haven't met you yet, but I love you because you're my student. And if you're a Central Yellow Jacket, you're going to have a great high school career. I have no doubt. I cannot wait to meet you. I can't wait for you to feel the jacket pride that I have as a graduate and now alumni of this and principal of this high school. I can't wait to see you. And in 4 years, you're going to walk across that stage and get that diploma. In the meantime, guys, we have your questions. We're going to answer your questions. Be a leader of positive social change. And we will see you guys next week when school starts at 9:15. Thanks.